Jim Garrett, 11610 North Bay Shore Drive. I remember, Scott, when you sponsored that in 1999. And I know what your goal was to have local businesses employ local people and get them jobs. That was the main goal. And that was memorable. I think that's the goal we should do, and my only question, I think the city attorney is trying to protect the city. He's trying to protect us from lawsuits. And my only concern is that if we do the 10%, subcontract, can that stand constitutionally if someone wants to challenge us in court? That's my only concern, is to safeguard the city and reduce the risk. Thank you.
Public hearing is still open. Public hearing is now closed. Can I hear a motion?
Move approval with the stated fourth condition.
Yes. I
Second.
second. Okay. Madam Clerk.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab Q with the stated amendments. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estime Irvin. Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Desame, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Bieneme, how do you vote?
Yes.
Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab R was pulled.
Huh?
Now we're on,
Tab,
We are on Citizens Forum.
Madam Clerk, before Citizen Forum, I would like to recognize our former Councilman Jack Despinos, who have requested a few minutes, just to address the council, the 3 minutes. Councilman Despinos, please go ahead, and then we'll open up to public review. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. They just gave me the stuff.
Thank you. Jacques Despinos, 95 Northeast 131, North Miami, Florida. I'm here this afternoon on behalf of the Despinos family.
we love you, Jacques. Take
To say to the city, thank you for the use of Celestine and all that. Especially, I'm here to say thank you to our police department. You do a good job. On behalf of my family, yeah, I thank you. Chief Yoga, salute. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Despinas, who recently lost his wife, a longtime resident, Miss Susie Stephan of District 3 of the great city of North Miami. And I shared the same sentiment from Councilman Galvin and everyone on this dais. Sympathy from us to you and the family, and thank you. And now we'll go up to Citizen Forum.
Jim Garrett, 11610 North Bay Shore Drive. This city in its history has been very fortunate since we adopted a council manager form. The first city manager was Robert Yorkie. Then it was Woody Hampton. I won't mention the next one because he doesn't deserve to be mentioned. Then it was Lawrence Casey, Lee Fallman, Omar Plummer, Toby Scott, if I got these right, Clarence Patterson, Mark Collins, Russell Benford, Stephen Johnson, Aleem Gimme.
Gwen Boyd was in there.
Oh, Gwen Boyd, and Duke Shorey III as interim, and then Larry Spring. We've been very fortunate that we've had good city managers. And it's just like in baseball, you have a manager, and eventually, there's a disagreement or there's a different path to go on, and the manager get fired. Look at the Cubs this year. However, as an example up in North Miami Beach, Anna Garcia was dismissed by their city council a year ago, and she landed up in Dania Beach. And I know how it feels because I was once dismissed after I served as a interim director of financial aid for the University of Miami, and I was told I was going back to my position. I was supposed to train a new person coming in, and I was dismissed. So I know how it is, but there's always greener pastures, and that's the only thing. Also, it gives us the time to reset the clock. And that's why I want to see, I will urge, I don't care who you hire, but I would like to see a national search. I think the last time we did a really honest national search was in 1973. Number two, my second recommendation, we need to look at our fiscal house. We need to gain the confidence of the public. I would suggest we give out monthly reports like NMB and North Bay Village does and Hollandale Beach to the citizen, make it available. We need to be more transparent. We need to keep with budget with actual expenses. And we need to get out of this deficit spending cycle that we've been in lately. Because we can post 3 to 4 years of good CAFAs. I promise you this. I'm going to be moving out of this city very soon, but I want to move back in and own a home and invest in this city and also take my business and invest in this city. And what I would like to see is when I do come back in, we have a couple of CAFAs in deposit, and I'll be willing to do a bond issue, but do it for water and sewer. We need to replace the pipes. We don't need to go down what Fort Lauderdale went down. And I know because I've been up in Fort Lauderdale and Morton Manor.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Thank you so much for the time.
Okay,
thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Javon Joseph. Hopefully I can lighten the mood. Born and raised at Pepper Park, longtime resident of North
Please state
Miami.
your address for the record, sir. I apologize.
Pepper Park. No, I'm just here.
Mhm.
14115 Northwest 17th Avenue. I'm here today as my first meeting. I'm here today because I attended Benjamin Franklin, graduated North Miami Senior High in 1998, played sports, played every sport in the community at the park, Pebble Park, Benjamin Franklin Park. Mr. Story, his dad was my football coach a long time ago, and he was like my father figure back then. And now my kids are going through the same cycle of playing sports at the parks. I have 2 kids that box at the North Miami Powell. I'm heavily involved. I have 5 boys that live with me, that I have on a daily basis. And a couple of my kids, they play travel basketball. And I don't know if anybody knows about AAU basketball, but it's big. But there's no AAU basketball really in Miami. You have to go way either in Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise, or way down south. So I proposed, and I've tried to get a basketball program in the city of North Miami. We have 3 gyms. Joe Celestine gym where I train my son, and half of the time, that $1 million gym that was built is empty. Uses me and my 12-year-old son working out, doing workouts. A lot of kids can't afford to get in, so if I see them outside, I'll pay the $5. But it makes no sense that we have North Miami Senior High, North Miami Middle, and Joe Celestine that's always empty. We have a lot of talent in the community. Last year, I personally picked up a couple kids, and no disrespect to no one that's Jewish, but I had to take my kids and some of our residents to Aventura to go to the Jewish Community Center to join their travel team. Why do I have to take our kids out of our city to go to another city to play when we have gyms that are beautiful, that are empty? So right now, our travel team, we're playing at the Boys and Girls Club, but the gym is horrible. There's no grip on the floor, but luckily the gym is free. They give it to us on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 to 9. So my question is, can we're not asking the city for any money, but can we, use the facilities for our kids in our community to build a team to have, North Miami travel basketball, because we could generate money from doing tournaments, utilizing those gyms. So that's my presentation. Hopefully I could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 approvals. But I mean, it's only to benefit the kids, We're
Thank you,
not asking
Mr.
for money.
Joseph. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Mr.
Judy
Manager.
Brown.
Okay.
1100 Northwest 120 Terrace. There are a couple of things that I am concerned about. First of all, I'm trying to find out about the boards. I'm on the library board. We have not met. The city clerk was saying the last couple of times we're going to get to the boards. Then I asked my councilman about the boards. He said that it was going to city manager. And so here we are now in January, and some of the boards have not met in quite some time. So I don't know what's the timeline on trying to bringing that to a close, or what's going on with the boards. That's the first thing. The second thing, I would like to thank our Chief Jariga and the police department for their efforts in the New Year's Eve celebration. It has certainly got better, and with education and the dedication of his department, we are hoping that it will continue to improve. I am concerned about, I get calls from my people in my community. There seems to be an increase in gunfire all over. And with the rings that we have on installed, you get reports all the time. It's just like, I don't know, rapid fire, just da 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 da. I don't know if this is something that's all over, that's going on all over the city, but it seems to be on the rise. So those are the two things that I'm very much concerned about, and I really, really wanted to give a shout out to our chief and his staff, because it was much better. I was able to get to bed and get off the floor around 3:30 to get to bed on New Year's. And I would like to say to Mr. Springer, I wish you Godspeed. It was a pleasure knowing you. And you was very comforting to me when that tree was on my house. I looked up and I saw the cavalry, and you were leading the pack. I never will forget that, because I was very unnerved from the hurricane. My mom and I was there. And I thank you, and I wish you much success in your endeavors.
Veronica Guzman, 540 Northwest 127th Street. I want to address two things. The last time that I was here, I addressed the issue that I was having with the 6th Avenue ramp speeding, and I do want to say that Chief Jariga came out immediately, and it's gotten better. There's still, the traffic's still a problem, and speeding down the street is still a problem, but it has gotten better. And then the other thing I wanted to address was across the street from me, my neighbor is actually here. The houses on that side have an alleyway, and the alleyways are very dark. We've had issues with burglaries, and just today she was burglarized. So I wanted to see more patrolling, I would say, in the neighborhood at night, or better lighting in the alleyways. And if the alleyways are no longer going to be used because the garbage is now picked up out front, if maybe it can possibly be closed altogether. Thank you.
Bob Pichon, 13005 Coronado Terrace. I'm glad Judy brought that up about New Year's Eve. I'd like to give a shout out to the police department as well. I mean, we've got a lot of idiots, certainly in my neighborhood, and the chief does a good job of trying to get out in front of that type of thing, try to keep people calm. He's out doing the job. He's doing these active shooter presentations, which, I mean, I just think the North Miami Police Department is doing a great job for the residents, so that should be said. And Larry, I guess no good deed goes unpunished. So thank you for the job you've done. I mean, it's, again, like I said earlier, we don't agree on everything, but you've always been professional. I think you're a bright guy. You're going to do well. Wish you the best of luck.
William Previtel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I too wish City Manager Larry Spring, I think you gained a couple letters again tonight. It always happens, doesn't it? I wish you the very best going forward. Maybe we'll even see you over there at Solamia. Who knows? Didn't our last city manager somehow do a deal, and then next thing we knew, he was working for Oleta Partners? These things happen, don't they?
Who's that?
In general, though, I'd like
Where
to
is
say, amongst the people that are in front of me, the 5 people on the dais and the other 4, I think collectively, this is probably as good, if not better, than our last 20 years or so of people
Yeah,
that
no
have
doubt.
been assembled up there. And I'd like to, and I thought the city was on a roll with some very positive, making progress on a number of issues and about a general attitude in improving this city. I hope that's perpetuated. I hope all of you continue to carry that ball, and I hope if we have a gap in the near future that it is filled with great consideration to try to fill that to the needs of the city, and that we go together even stronger in this coming year. So Happy New Year to all, and all the best. Thank you.
Kenneth East, 776 Northeast 125th Street. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thank you for Citizens Forum. It's a way for us to express what's going on in the city and the thoughts. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of rumors are out there. Perception becomes reality, unfortunately. The mayor just cleared up the incident about the rumor out there about the vehicles. Well, there's another rumor out there that this is a fait accompli, and the new city manager has already been selected. That's what I'm hearing out there. Now, I would be very negative or deceitful if I didn't say so. I was just talking to Mr. McDermott, who's the president of the Central City Homeowners, and the Central City Homeowners would request that we do a national search, which I think would be only fair to everybody involved, the citizens, and that would eliminate any of the rampant rumors that are out there. It would kind of suppress that there is nobody that has been nominated or selected or what have you to be the next city manager. One of the things I learned in government many years ago, Mr. City Manager, there was always 2 bosses better. The one that came before you and the one that's coming after you. Well, I don't know who's coming after you, but I can unequivocally say that I knew a lot of the city managers that were here, Larry Casey being one of the best. But a lot of managers came in between you and him, and you are one of the best. You are a true guardian of the public trust, and we are going to miss you. Thank you for the professionalism that you brought to this city. Thank you for encouraging our staff to be professional. And thank you for all the wonderful things you have done for this city. It was truly an honor and a privilege for me to know you, and I think I can say that on behalf of the Central City homeowners and our president, Mr. McDermott. Thank you very much.
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street in Sunkist Grove. Would just like to announce that the Sunkist Grove Fabulous Light Festival was suspended due to low registration. And I would like to thank the residents who chose to display their holiday decor. In regards to the bike giveaway, I would like to thank Madam Clerk for 5 bikes, Carol Keys for 1, the mayor 1, Dr. Desime for 1, for 2 bikes.
Tweet?
How many? What?
How many you gonna give?
Am I gonna give or did I give?
Going to
you
give,
going
going
to?
Oh,
to.
going. Oh, I
Going
don't know.
to.
Madam Clerk, can I have one of yours? So, I mean,
That's very funny.
no, it's not funny. No. Miss Miss Austin, no, honestly, everybody here could tell you and the manager could confirm, I don't have no more money, so I can't really, and I don't, because they
Scott
cut
gonna-
off,
you can borrow
yeah,
from
they
Scott.
cut off so I don't have nothing really, so I think either Councilwoman Keys or Galvin, somebody could just help me out here, because
Okay, well, let me go back to the bikes that are spoken for then. I need my time back, please. For the laughs. I wasn't laughing. Everyone else would, but I wasn't laughing because it's not funny to me. Madam Clerk 5, Carol Keys 1. Those are the bikes I have seen. Promised by Mike McDermott from Knights of Columbus are 2 bikes. And Mayor, are you going to donate or not? I don't want to put you on the
Yes,
spot.
one.
One. Okay, now what is going to be done is the writing is one of the lowest performing skills in the school, and they're going to have writing contests that's going to come up in February, and to follow two writing contests. The bikes will serve as the prize for the prizes for the written contest. We are encouraging the students to write and write well. We don't want to give them fish. We want to teach them how to fish. That's why we want to tie their writing skills to the reward of the bikes. Their summaries that they're going to write will be published online, so you'll be able to see them, and the bikes will be presented here in City Hall sometime in February. I want to thank everybody so much who helped in these projects for our children, because we all know it takes a village to raise a child. And I would just like to say, I am stunned by the self-ego generated and displayed by you council members today without consideration of the community for which you represent in regards to this hiring, firing notion of the city manager. And I say this because there was no town hall meetings or any kind of reaching out to the constituents of the city of North Miami in making this decision. So I would like for you to soul search. I would really like to see you become more connected and more representative of the people who put you in office. Thank you.
Public hearing still open on, no, sorry, season 4. Season 4 is now closed, and now it's time for reports. Let's start with District 1,
No report, Mr. Mayor. Happy New Year, everybody.
District 2,
Yeah, I would just like to bring up, again, come January 31st, we are not going to have a permanent manager, and I would like to see a national search. We did a national search, I guess it was in 2016, when we hired the current manager.
who do we hire?
We hired Mr. Spring,
Mr. Spring was here,
but we did a national search.
but he was here.
But that didn't mean we didn't search nationally. I interviewed probably about 10 people, mostly throughout the country, that came from New Jersey, Iowa, all over the country. We chose to hire within because we felt Mr. Spring was the highest qualified person. But I would still like our human resources to publish a search that we are looking. And also I would like to make sure that whoever we hire does have governmental managerial experience.
How many city manager did you hire before here?
Just one.
Okay, hire more than one. What make you think if we did that before, we're not gonna
hired
do
more
that
than one.
again? It's like Council Keys, you do the same thing that people are saying outside. We always pick the right person. What make you think that right now we're gonna pick you're gonna pick something different?
There's a lot of people out there. We want to let people know the position is available.
No, we're talking about we making sure we hire qualified people. What make you think we're gonna hire unqualified people? We hire
I'm just saying if
multiple
we're doing
people
a
in the
search,
past.
well, we have, just want to search, wants people with experience.
That's what
And
you've
we
been
do,
doing. When
but
you
are we
put
go-
it out there, it's open to national and
So are we-
international. You can be in China and you
Okay.
have access to a computer.
So are we going to do
When you say
we're gonna-
national search,
Okay,
I
so
don't understand what you're talking
So there's no
right now.
qualifications required. We'll just talk to them and see if we think they're qualified. That being said, are we going to do a national search? Are we going to get that started? In the
We're not
meantime?
there yet.
When we are there,
Okay, that's what do you want?
I would like to have human resources, whatever it is that they do. I don't know what they do.
When we put a search out there, do we say,
I'm not talking about a professional firm, but our human resources know how to put a notification out there that we have a position available. How they publish that, where they go. I mean, that's the cities. I mean, they've got their websites, they've got their locations. I would just like to get it started. Why wait till the 31st?
oh, okay, you want to start now?
Yeah.
You want your recommendation is for the actual city manager to request that the personnel department put,
Yeah, start looking.
yeah, you said national search because when you put it out there, it's for everyone
Right,
to see.
it's worldwide on the web.
That's
so
mean
I'd
there's
just like to
there's
get it
nothing
out there.
said local, national, or state, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know when people said national search what that mean. And
Well, it's
District
just,
three,
it's out
huh?
there. It's just out there wherever.
we have
put
another
it on the-
council. We still have another council meeting.
Yeah, but why should we wait? Because we know that
Okay.
we've terminated. I mean,
After
there's no
that,
reason
we'll
to wait.
come with a proposal. District 3.
Can we just give direction to the
Mr.
manager to go ahead and get that started?
Get what started? You're talking about?
Get a search, just a notification?
Let everyone just do
Okay.
the report, and after that,
Okay.
if you have a proposal, then you can come up with the motion.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Happy New Year, everyone. Wishing everyone a safe and prosperous 2020 year. I look forward to working with the community and my colleagues to make our great city a better place to live, learn, work, and play. Thank you to all the residents, supporting departments, and performers that made the holiday concert and distribution possible in 2019. Mayor, I'd like to thank you so much for your partnership and look forward to doing it with you some more. I hope that we can continue to working together to bring holiday cheers. I'd like to also acknowledge Carol Keys for her leadership in ensuring that our community continues to rejoice with the Jewish community as residents to celebrate Hanukkah. In addition to
The
celebrating the New Year's, the Haitian community January 1st is also celebrated the Haitian Independence Day. And on this day, through the sponsorship of many organizations, we hosted a Soup Jumu celebration. So I would like to publicly thank Café Crème, Dade Institute of Technology, the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce, Providence Community Center. I'd like to thank all of my colleagues that were present, Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé, Vice Mayor Alex Izumé, City Clerk Vanessa Joseph. I'd like to thank our Chief, Larry Jariga. I'd like to thank Commissioner Jean Monestine, Commissioner Danielle Levine-Cava. I'd like to thank the commissioners of the City of North Miami Beach that attended, Commissioner Michael Joseph, Fortuna Sluckler, Commissioner Mackenzie Florin-Moore, School Board Member Dorothy Bendros Mendengal, for stopping by on this to celebrate this day with us. I'd also like to publicly thank the news anchor Calvin Hughes of Channel 10, which was in attendance. Not only did he attend, he rolled up his sleeve to help serve food to our guests, so I'm truly grateful for that. Yes, my list is long, but I'd be remiss if I didn't thank those individuals publicly for their donated time. I'd like to thank Mackenson Gentil, which was our MC. I'd like to thank Pastor Fafan for doing our invocation, Portia and Friends, Daydream Productions. I'm thankful to the staff of North Miami who volunteered their time to make this day a success. I'd like to publicly thank our Deputy City Manager, Arthur Sori. I'd like to thank Rosny Augustine, Patricia Levasseur, and all those who made that day a special day. Also, I'd like to, as we took a moment of silence during the earthquake, I'd like to make sure that we don't forget our Puerto Rico that has suffered a 6.4 acre earthquake. So my heart goes out to the Puerto Rican community. As we know, as Haitian American descent, we knew 10 years ago what pain that brings. I'd like to also publicly wish my condolences to the Despinos family. I'd like to thank Jacques Despinos for his service. I'd like to highlight the public servant that he is. Even through this, he was actually at the march that was held in Little Haiti literally the day after he buried his wife. And he was here again tonight to thank us, the city, and for our participation. So I'd like for us to keep him, my former councilman, my neighbor, and your public servant in prayer. Lastly, tomorrow, January 15, is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's a birthday. So on Monday, the 20th, our great country will be recognizing this great man's contribution and legacy. Dr. King said we must remember that injustice everywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. On that note, I wish you good night and Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Happy New Year to everyone. Just wanted to say a few words in regards to some of my colleagues' behavior tonight. It's unfortunate that a lot of times, and it's a national trend, they don't give a lot of us benefit of doubts or benefit of being whatever. I think there's a lot of whatever rumors and stuff, but it would say a lot because I've been at this for a while to learn that the same thing when you hear things about other folks out there on the street and the respect that I have for them, I simply just leave it as that, and until I see someone, I usually judge them based on their action. But obviously tonight there's a lot of doubt, folks assuming that there's a preconcept, there's a pre-whatever, or there's stuff that they heard in rumor, and I'm very discouraged by it because I think we've been here a long time, and I've not, had to deal with this the same way you're hearing stuff from the community. I'm hearing as well, and the same thing that I'm hearing is we are here tonight. As far as you assuming that I, as an individual, would not want the best for the city, would not want a national search, or would not want, the norm. It's just the benefit of being who I am in America, and that's sad. And it's sad to say tonight that folks, I always thought things that are said in the community are just said to be in the community because this is a public forum, and my colleague would at least give me the same benefit of doubt that I would have given them if I hear stuff out there. So to respond or say something, and I know they have done it to city administration, so the same people who are saying stuff, they have said it, otherwise things that they just heard and they just make the reality. And I've heard a couple of folks, the rumor, whatever is the reality. No, it's not. It's somebody's action that's a reality, not based on what you heard. And too often, us in America, we are subject to that. Just because of certain ways, people just assume that we're gonna do certain things. So I would like to say again to those residents who come up, those who are on here assume certain things. I don't know what you are assuming, and if you have something, I've been asked by the media, stuff that people heard or what they don't heard that's out there, which is fine because that's the nature of what we signed up for. But it is a little discouraging when your folks, colleagues up here you possibly would have thought would have given you, okay, let's see the benefit of a doubt because that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years with them. It's very sad. And what I am gonna say tonight, just the same love and passion that you have for this city, I too do. We may live in different zip code or different area, but I do too. I would want the best for the city. We may disagree and agree on a lot of stuff, but I don't, the same thing that you know or you heard, I've heard it, and I don't know anything in reference to these references council folks and members of the community are made. Yes, I love North Miami. I live in North Miami just like you, but judge me based on my action, not based on what you heard. Thank you.
But you just need to understand that a lot of people have short memories, and they just want to memorize what they want to memorize. Like Councilwoman Carol Keys, who just said it, he hoped that we hire qualified people. I don't know where she got your information. We've been doing that. We've been hiring people before. We hire Larry Spring. We hire other people here. We hire qualified people. I don't know where you get your story that you hope that we hire qualified people, and the process always fair to everyone. But everyone in might have someone in their mind. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, it's 5 council members. We're gonna have a vote. It doesn't matter, but and the other thing I wanna say, understand that when you come here and you speak and we listen to you, but understand there's a lot of people who don't come here, and we have to listen to them. They don't show up here, but when it's election, they show up. That's when we need to listen to them. It's not only the people who come here that we have to listen to. There is people who don't come here, but they know everything happening in the city. When it's time to vote, they do vote. And I'm pretty much sure that's one of the reasons that I'm here tonight as mayor of the city. And you were gonna say something.
Mr. Mayor, how are we moving, or are we addressing, because Councilwoman Keys mentioned something, I think since the manager contract was on, that we need to address
The
as far
manager
as.
is leaving on the 31st.
No, but I'm saying, I would like to at least
Okay.
make a nomination for interim, and then
agree.
if there's a.
No, the interim gonna be at the next council meeting.
Mr. Mayor, if you would allow, I think I agree with my colleague, Dizume, that since we already know the date, I
Yeah.
think we could agree on an interim tonight, so that way that person could be working along with the
With
city
the-
manager. And I think, if my colleagues are comfortable with that, I'm comfortable with knowing that, so we can make that smooth transition. That's my recommendation.
Okay. That's when we don't wanna wait for the next council meeting, and he's leaving on the 31st and
Right, the next council meeting is on the
The
28th.
28.
Right, so that's so close to the 31st. So I just think it's responsible of us to go ahead and, and discuss that now, I think, if I have the support of my colleagues.
I think one of the most important thing is not hiring whoever the interim. It's to decide how we're gonna fill the position permanently, and I will
Well,
ask
I
my
think both-
proposal
Let
will
me-
be yeah.
Let me say, so that my recommendation would be we get an interim, and then we do a search, however they want local or national,
What
whatever
search?
well, I'm just saying that's my, preference, that we do a search, not necessarily a search firm, or if the council decide to do that, that's fine also. But my proposal is and I'm ready to nominate someone, and then we do a search, and then we interview. I think we interviewed the last time a couple of folks. We narrowed it down.
Let's
Whatever
let's-
that
let's
would be, or a
centralize.
process, whatever the case. That's my recommendation for
The
the record.
recommendation will be to ask the city manager to ask the personnel department to put out there a search for a new city manager.
Can I have a question, please? And I'd like to clarify that with the city attorney and possibly the personnel department. I've heard this national search over and over and over again.
Council,
And
go ahead,
yes,
sorry.
so what I want to clarify, if it is on the website, doesn't that not qualify as a national search? Are there extra steps that need to make it national and
Good question.
Oh, please, please.
The reference to national search, I know sometimes connotates hiring a firm to do it,
That's
but I
right.
think
Yeah.
what the councilwoman is stating and the mayor stated, personnel, and we do this often, when we look for a police chief once before, we did a national search.
That's right.
What that meant is we posted the job posting on all of the local and national hiring job listing services, and we got candidate interest from all over the country. I think, if you allow me to make that recommendation, that is the same thing. You would do that through ICMA, which is the City Managers Association, and all of those different hiring listing services, and it will get national attention that way, not the let's hire a firm, pay them to go find somebody.
Right.
and
Well,
do all
that's
that
what,
stuff.
that's what I meant,
Yeah.
because I remember the last time we did something similar. I don't know, did we hire, when we were searching for your position, did we hire I didn't think so. I
No,
think
you
it
guys-
was,
you guys
it was
just
a
listed
national.
it.
Because
It
there
was
was
national, but you just listed it.
I remember there
the
was
listing
people that I
services.
was talking to from Virginia, from Washington, from all over.
The only difference,
that-
you
that
put, you
time.
posted on different channel for people to see. There's
No, that-
nothing
I-
called
I understand
national
that.
search.
Well, that's called, okay. All right, that's fine. So, I'm ready to move forward, however you want to proceed, Mr. Mayor.
The one, and it's to, as the city manager, to ask the personnel department to post the job for 30 days.
30 days. Can we nominate a deputy, what they call it, is it a interim or deputy, how do they call it? Interim city acting, however they want to call
We're
it,
not done
before
yet.
then?
Okay,
Or,
well, let's finish with that. Are
I thought
we
we
clear
done.
with that?
I am very clear, sir.
Okay, like as quick as tomorrow, or the next day is gonna be posted.
do we, okay.
Okay, so we're done with that.
No, but quick question. How does it, I remember the process was a little bit different when we last did it. As far as, is it the same language or is it the same, is the salary
language?
scale? I don't know. I'm just Xing.
I mean, what we can do right now, you have an established job description, all of that stuff, pay scales, all that stuff. I can share that with you all.
You don't have, the city is
yeah.
96 years old. We've
Yeah,
been doing
you
that
have-
all
you
over.
have-
Mr.
There's
Mayor, I
nothing
know.
new.
If you want to, it's there. We can share that with you, let you guys take a look at it. But I can assure you all of the necessary requirements, minimums, experience levels, all of that stuff's already built into that job description. You know, if there's something particular you want to add, that's why I said I'll share it with you. If there's something particular you want to add, you can just
No, if someone
send
wanna
us a
add
note.
something
Right.
particular,
That's right.
then they can
Add-
talk
just
to
talk
you
to me
and
about
add
it,
it.
and we'll
Yeah.
add it. Yeah.
Well, before, if that's gonna happen, that's what I would like for you to at
Okay.
least email that to me.
Not a problem.
To whoever else up here to look at it and we'll, I guess, share
You
with you
will have
whatever
it
the
in
case is.
first thing in the morning.
Okay, no problem.
Move to adjourn?
No,
I think
not
we
yet.
got.
Not yet.
You discuss.
There's a pregnant pause here.
Not
Those are always
Second.
dangerous, so I know the management.
I would
team
like
probably
to,
wants
yeah, I would like to do that, the interim in between, because I don't know how long the search will take, the whole process. I would feel comfortable if we do that tonight. If I do have a second, I would like to make a motion. Mr. Man, would that be something? I'd like to nominate the acting city manager to be Arthur Sorry, and then as we do the search, if I could get a second, and then we could move. At least I'll feel, because within those 2 weeks.
I would
Okay,
second that.
starting February 1st, Arthur Soy will be the acting city manager. That's
Let's
it.
vote.
To vote on
Okay.
it, Mr. Mayor.
Huh?
Is it the first? Well, if he's leaving on the 30th, so it needs to be a
31st.
31st.
January
Oh,
31st.
okay.
Start-
Yeah,
That's
he's already the deputy. You
complicated.
can't,
That's
Yeah.
and we've
it's
run into
the
this,
automatically the
we've also been down this path before. You can't
Yeah.
have an interim and city attorney serving at
exactly.
the same time, because now you got to bump somebody's pay up
Absolutely.
to match, et cetera. So it's easier that if we're gonna
You
appoint Mr.
clean.
Sorry that be
That's
effective.
So
That's
that's
what
my
it is.
motion.
That's-
Can I get a second, and
the
then we could
motion.
vote?
She seconded.
Oh,
No,
okay.
actually, Carol seconded.
Yeah.
Carol Keys seconded.
Oh, okay.
I have a motion to appoint Deputy City Manager Arthur Sorry as the interim city manager as of February 1st, 2020, made by Vice Mayor Alex Desilme, seconded by Councilwoman Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Now,
Now,
report, and
No, no.
Madam City Clerk, your report, please.
First off, I'd like to wish everybody a prosperous and very happy new year. I want to very briefly address the board's issue. Yes, I have been trying to encourage people to join boards, committees, and commissions, and the opportunity to apply is still available. Unfortunately, I'm not the only person in control of that process, but I am happy to report that my understanding from the city attorney's office and the city manager's office working together, we will be able to continue with appointments at our next council meeting. And so please continue to apply that pressure. I can't do it alone, but I appreciate everybody's interest and anybody who has already applied. And of course, as the councilwoman mentioned, tomorrow we are honoring the birthday of Martin Luther King, who stated that one of life's most persistent questions is, what are we doing for others? And so I ask all of you to honor this man's birthday by doing something for somebody else tomorrow. And it's something that I hope that you continue to do throughout the entire year. To know me is to know that that's something I'm very passionate about, being in the service of others. And so I encourage you to, if you haven't made a resolution, that's okay, but hopefully this is one of your goals, to do something nice for somebody each and every single day. Thank you, and that is all.
City Attorney,
No report, Mayor.
City Manager.
I want to certainly thank each of all of you for your trust and support. This last 4+ years has been quite an adventure for me. I want to obviously thank the entire staff. We've done a lot of things, and I think I chronicled that in the communication that I sent to you, for all the employees, and a lot of them have been coming up to me these last few days, and I appreciate the trust that they put in me to lead this team. You got a great team of people. They desire to be accountable and work hard for the citizens, and of course I know nothing lasts forever, and I've been through this process a few times. And I know you, and I trust this board will continue to move this city forward in the right direction. So, you know, that's it. You know, again, thank you for your full consideration today. And, you know, as I told you guys privately, I will be making myself fully available for any questions or anything you guys need as we go forward. I think you already know this. I still hold my relationships with my folks at the county that I've served. I still hold my relationship with my elected officials and my colleagues at the City of Miami still. Those relationships have done everything for me, and I don't let them go. So plan on me being in your face for life or longer now. So again, thank you, and to the staff, the directors, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, city attorney. Oh, and the residents. The residents, what you guys don't know, these 4 years was on some level about me proving something to myself, which was that I could be given the keys to the car and drive. And you know, as Bob said, and some of the other citizens, yes, everything wasn't agreeable, everything wasn't perfect, but I put my best foot forward, and I love engaging with the citizens and coming up with solutions. So I do thank all of the residents of the city of North Miami. So thank you.
Deputy City Attorney, Deputy City Manager.
On behalf of all of the staff, you know, we'd like to thank Larry for his hard work, dedication. We did turn a corner over the last 4 years, and I know everybody saw business was done a lot differently. As I stated in some of our past quarterly luncheons and everything, this is the first time that we've been on the forefront of a lot of things, and we're not behind other cities or somebody telling us what we should be doing. Larry's led us, and we've done stuff and got things done the right way and moved forward. With that being said, thank you, Larry, on behalf of the staff, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in the future. With that being said, I would like to give a brief. Councilwoman Keys did send me an email regarding the Red Garden. We are moving forward. I will have a full report. I would like to assure everybody that Chief Larry Jariga has been with us in every step of our planning process. So we're working on what will be with crowd control and everything, but we will have a full presentation at the next council meeting moving forward with Red Garden. Things are going very well. I think everyone will be proud of the statement that North Miami will be doing with this pop-up temporary space that we have going right now. I'd like to again thank, and then thank you guys for your confidence in me being the interim city manager, and I'll continue to work hard throughout the process. Thank you.
I know we have to go real quick, Scott. I know you have to make your motion,
Move to adjourn.
and I'll second that. But just for the public, and I'm glad the deputy mentioned it. I know as much as, and I put my confidence in him and Larry, and I said that to them, because a lot of people just assume because it's my district, I know more than everybody up here, which I don't. I know as much as they do, and if I need something, I call the deputy and trying to find out. So I am eager to wait to find out as far as, and that's the other thing, a lot of people making those assumptions. I don't know as much as a lot of you think I know, or a lot of you are accusing me of thinking that I do know, but I'm willing to wait until the next meeting to get the report from him. So those who are calling me thinking that I know everything about the Red Garden, I don't know as much as you think I do, because I don't. Thank you.
I have a motion.
Second.
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn made by Calvin, seconded by Councilman Desame. All in favor? All opposed? Meeting adjourned.